Everyone has a financial story. Not everyone's financial struggles are the same, and not everyone's goals are the same either. Financial Peace University can help you no matter where you are in your story.
There was a time in our married life when Andrea and I looked at money very differently. She was much more concerned with where it was coming from and where it was going, and I was much more cavalier about how I spent things, and whatever level of debt we had, it didn't really bother me.
Early on, we started charging things on credit cards and not trying to stay ahead of it, but not worrying about it because, hey, you can write off the interest on your taxes. But shortly after we were married, Rob got laid off from his job. And that was, we still had college debt, and all of a sudden now we're down to one income. And that was a real eye-opener for us.
When I was going through school, we had pennies a lot of times, and that feeling as a father and as a husband, when I was working 3 jobs, you know, and still not being able to provide some of those basic things, it was awful. Well, it's happened to me a couple of times where you would go to the grocery store to get some things, and you know, necessary things, and you get up to the checkout line and you go to pay, and the card you swipe doesn't work, and then you swipe another card and that doesn't work either, and all of a sudden you're left putting stuff up with the clerk saying sorry.
That was probably, in my opinion, the worst place that we've ever been. And it didn't feel good at all. There was no peace, there was always stress. You know, there were times where literally you're like, do we have enough to buy diapers?
We definitely had some difficult times. I can remember 4 years ago, I had a problem with our internet bill where they were taking money out of our account, and they took out $300 in one day that I didn't expect, and it wiped us out. We overdrafted, and we had no money in savings, we had nothing. And I actually had to borrow $100 out of Adeline's savings account to pay the bills that month. And I just thought, we're both working, we have successful jobs, how can this be happening to us?
We were ashamed, and we were hopeless,
Yeah,
and just overwhelmed.
It definitely felt hopeless at that time. So it was 3 months later that we ended up taking FPU for the first time, and started digging ourselves out of the hole that we put ourselves in. And you know, we went from feeling ashamed and hopeless to comfortable and excited to tell others about what this can do for them.
Join us in January to learn God's way to manage God's gifts for God's glory. Learn more and sign up at rlcfw.org/unleashed.